Alright, hey you guys, it's Christian Styles back for another video, and I have a very special guest on the channel today. This is my mom, my birth mom, you guys. So, low battery. But, we're gonna move on past that because I ain't got no charger. So I have a very special video for you guys, and even if I only get to do the intro, this is going to be epic. I have been dying for so many years, first of all, to even meet my birth mom, and I know that I have a lot of, after adoption videos, and I kind of give you a sneak peek of what that life is like, and I appreciate all of you guys and your support and everything. But this is the very first time that I've actually brought anybody from my blood family on the channel, and it just so happens to be the person that created me. So I thought that it would be pretty cool after all these years to turn my mom into me. So let's get started.
Okay, so what I just did now, since the last camera cut, was basically I put on the foundation and I did the contour. I contoured the cheeks and the nose and the forehead, and then I went in with bronzer on the forehead to lighten it all up, and then I'm going to start cutting creases, concealer to brighten and all that fun stuff, and then the highlighter and all the, the stuff that I cannot complete a face without. It's not a Beats by Christian Styles unless there's like sparkle of some kind, so stay tuned. Okay, so this is the part where, as you can see, it's baking. So you kind of look ghostly and very, very white. So what you do is, everybody knows what baking is, you put this on there and it really highlights the skin, it bakes the foundation and it makes it stay, and really gives you a natural glow once the setting spray goes over top of it, and it gives your skin almost like a milky texture as if you are naturally oily, like how my skin is naturally. It's exactly how it's gonna look afterwards, and you don't want it to be cakey, like somebody took cake mix or brownie mix and slapped it on your face. So with this, it kind of eliminates that factor, and then when you do start to sweat or it does start to look old, she don't really look exactly like me. This is gonna be so scary. Oh my god. Wait, babe, where are you going? You don't hear this sound? It's gonna be like a dog. It's a... Hey, get back here. Hey. You don't just do things like that. You know I don't take none out of videos. You know I don't take none out of videos, so this gonna be in the video. Alright, this is just, wow. I just can't even believe this is happening. Okay, alright. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so turn this way, turn directly towards the iPad. So, as you guys can clearly see, I did the eyebrow and the concealer. You go through and you do the top and you do the bottom and you shape it. So, you color it in and then you shape it with the concealer, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take, a beauty blender. For me, I use the miniature ones because it's better. You always do the eyebrows before you do the eyeshadow, because if you do the eyeshadow first, like sometimes what I do, like if I'm in a hurry, when you do your eyebrows, and if you were to fuck them up, your concealer is then covering the eyeshadow you just spent time doing. So I always do the brows first before I do the eyeshadow, because the eyes and the eyebrows make the whole look. If the eyebrows don't look right, then the whole look is fucked. The whole look. I mean, wash it off, start again type shit. So I am, very cautious when it comes to the brows. And then you can slice a piece of bread with these brows. And that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be super sharp and super precise, like somebody can tattoo them on. Let me see. The other brow is always the hardest for me because when you are a right-hand person, doing the left side is always the most difficult because your fear is that even though it's your dominant hand, you're working across your body to do the other side of the face, and that is sometimes a recipe for disaster. So I'm extra cautious with that. And then once you finish, I mean, some people don't have the ability to just pick up a clean beauty blender, but I do it just so that I know that there's no cross-contamination, and I don't do that shit because of COVID. I've been doing that shit because people leave with all types of infections and blah, 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 because all the powders and everything that's mixed together, and the beauty blender is actually taking dirt off of your skin, and then you're using it with a different product or mixing it, and it's called cross-contamination with bacteria, and then you wake up and you have blisters beyond belief on your face. So I use a new one just to avoid cross-contamination. If you do not have that ability to use a different one, what you do is you take the dirty one and you go wash it. I get hand soap in your hand, squeeze it until it goes back to its original color, and you wash it. And then that's the safer way to do it. But if you have like a bin of these, then you just pull a new one. And I'm blending down. You don't blend up, you don't blend up, you do not blend up. You blend down. You take the concealer that you just applied to the outer lines of the brows, and you take the bottom half and you blend it down, and when I get to this top half up here, you flip it around to the clean side and you blend out into the middle section like you're trying to create a unibrow, and up. Do not let it touch at all. And sometimes you will get the concealer on the brow, and then it's a pain in the ass to have to go back and correct it. So try very hard to have a steady hand and not do that. I'm not perfect. I make those mistakes too. Or rather, I used to do that a lot more back in the day. But since I've been doing this for almost 10 years now, this is not a mistake that I typically make. But I still make it. But in the world of photo editing, I can just use a photo app and heavily edit it or Photoshop it, and it's like it's never there. Like I said, I am not perfect, so as you can see, I even messed up, but I literally just drew it back. It's that simple. You mess up, take the time to correct it, draw it back, move on. By the time you're done with the shadow, the lashes, and the mascara, you don't even really see it, so it's not really, like, the lashes that I use are like way out to here anyways, so when you're blinking, they practically cover your brows anyways because they're so dramatic. No one's really going to see any like minor mistakes unless they're this close to you. And if you let people this close to you, then when you get coronavirus, you only have yourself to blame. Now, let me see. Now, I already lined the lip earlier, and I believe, yeah. So I lined the lip with Kiss New York in the shade KWLP03 right here, and it's kind of like a nudish brown. It looks brown, if you can see that. It's not really a brown. It's more like a nudish pink tone. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the shade Georgia by my favorite person in the whole wide world, Miss Rita McIntyre. This is the Rita Cosmetics line, and this is the shade Georgia. And I'm going to do Georgia, and then I'm going to layer it with, obviously, Kylie Cosmetics, because that's, you know, I'm turning my mom into me. Everything that I do, I'm gonna do right now. So, oh, Jesus. I can already see. This is so weird. I can't even, not do it right now. And it helps that she has the same exact lips as me too. So it feels, actually it feels like I'm literally doing my own face. Okay, mark it like this. I should have just had me. Like, this is not right. Okay. Oh my god. And I'm not even. Just wait until I set this. Y'all, when I set this, this is gonna, like, this is crazy. I can't even. Alright, my favorite part of the program is coming up. What I'm gonna do is take my famous James Charles palette, which can't be found in stores because he has been canceled. So good luck finding this palette, but this is one of the best palettes in the whole wide world because it has every color in the book known to man imaginable. And I'm gonna go in here, and usually I use one brush for everything. And I am typically known for my smoky eye, but I usually do it like a very nude, very Kim Kardashian, if you will. So for me, my nude is never tan. They're usually like walnut colors with tan and a shimmer. That's just how I do it. And then my corners are like a really dark brown. Black is nice and all, but I feel like black looks a lot nicer on lighter skin. And because I'm not a white person, I can't really use black when I do my smoky eyes. Those of you who can, more power to you. I choose not to do it, and I choose not to do it because it just doesn't look right with my color and complexion. If you disagree, you can put that in the comment section down below and tell me why you feel that way, and you know, we can have an informative conversation about it. This is just creeping me out a little, but this is working just like it should. Alright, where's my, okay, then what I do is for the shimmer, I use this palette. This palette has always been my favorite. This is also by Kylie Cosmetics, or Kris Cosmetics at the time. So, the Kris Jenner collection, like 10%, you know, because she gets 10% of all the Kardashians, all of her daughter's income, she gets 10%. So basically I take the shimmers, because most of this is, you know, is a shimmer palette, and I blend it, well, I put it on the larger part of the eyelid, but I do not do the inner corners with this. This is only for the top section, so what you see here and down. And then I do another shimmer that's like extremely bright in this inner water corner, and then that is it. But the two shimmers, they have to go together. If they do not go together, then it's going to look funny. And remember, this is a shimmer, so if you are in harsh light or in direct sunlight, it is going to shine, it is going to blind people. People will be able to see it. And if the shimmers do not match, then you look like who did it and why. So it's very important for you to do it correctly and match, which most people do not do. Anyways, so let me see, I'm going to use the shade Impressed. And these shimmers are usually extremely soft. They're soft and they're not overly pigmented. So I don't want to say that, you know, these cannot make super glamour looks, because they absolutely can. But that's not the goal. The goal is a softer glam. Because 9 times out of 10, if I'm going somewhere and it's important, I do a soft glam. I don't do a major glam unless I'm really just trying to be an asshole and show off. That's not my goal. My goal is to make people feel comfortable and not hate. change the brush, and I'm going to go back into the James Charles palette, and I'm going to use a much smaller brush. What I did was I used a fluffy brush, but this brush is a whole nother story because I'm going to whoop, and it's going to be that close to the waterline. And so it has to be a small, angular brush because this has an angle to it, if you can see. And it's literally going to go in the inner corner, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. With these pigmented shimmers, if this gets in your eye, it is going to burn. And your eye will turn red, and it will be terrible. Okay, speaking from experience. So it is very important that you don't have a big or a bigger or a fluffy brush that can have fallout, because if it falls out and it hits your eye, you're going to be irritated for at least 48 hours. I'm just telling you because I've been there. Alright, so here we go. Babe. Babe. Oh my God. Okay, I'm freaking out a little. This is if any of you have ever been to a carnival and you look at the distorted mirror at a carnival, where it's kind of like you see your reflection distortedly, like you know it's you because you're the one standing in the mirror, but it's a distorted image. That's what it's kind of feeling like for me, seeing my mom and like almost so glam because I can literally see myself, and it's just a little creepy. Let me see. Oh, it fell on the ground, didn't it? It fell down earlier. It fell on the floor. Did it? Did it fall earlier? I think it did, but... Oh. Okay, well, I can't find it. But what I'm going to do is... This is liner, and liner is very precise as well, and very sharp. So I want you to open up your eye, and literally, yeah, exactly. Okay, now with this glue is the kind of glue that disappears, okay? This is the kind that I recommend, either the dark blue or the light blue, it really doesn't matter. Some pours out white and some pours out this dark gray color that's on my hand. That's okay, because it disappears at, in the end. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dab this in there, and it also gets tacky and it sticks really quickly. And I'm gonna take this, and I'm just gonna lay it down for right now. And I take this and I put some more glue, even though that was way too much, but it's okay. And then you take this, and you take the end and you come along. Now, as we know, like, makeup looks like a whole lot of steps, and it really looks crazy throughout the process. It's not until we get to, like, this part of the video where you really start to see the look come together. And if you've noticed, I haven't even done the blush or anything like that, because I do all that right before I set the face. So it's gonna look like Casper until I spray the face. When I spray the face, your face is gonna be soaking wet, and then it's gonna dry glossy. And, so you just gotta trust the process. And then, because that's too much, excess glue that's on my hand that's still wet, you don't really have to worry about it, like, it's going to dry, but what you do is you just rub your hand around, because this glue is basically just a bunch of rubber. So you just take it and rub it off, and it's gone. Plain and simple. While that is drying, what I wanted to do was, I had it, but I don't know what happened to it. Okay, well we might be skipping that step. What I was gonna do was I was gonna do the mascara first, but 9 times out of 10 it's not visible. If you put mascara on before you put on lashes, let me know in the comment section down below. I do it. I don't really need to do it, but I do it anyways because it's just part of the steps. It's just part of the way that I learned and how I get the most dramatic look out of the lashes. And for someone who doesn't really have lashes, because I was not blessed with that, I just, I'm able to see it better, and I'm able to really know my base before I put the lashes on. And that's just how I am able to do it, because when I'm doing it on me, I can see what I'm doing. So we're going to take this one, and this one is for the right eye. Carefully place it on the eye. And I'm not talking about the eyelid. When people put lashes on, they think that it goes on the eyelid. It does not go on the eyelid. It literally goes on the waterline of the lashes. Like where your lashes grow from is where the line of the lash should be placed. It gets glued to your lash line. I can't stand when people walk around with it on their eyelid. That's not where it's supposed to be. What I've ended up doing is poking my eye, on several occasions, trying to jam it in there. And it stays longer that way. And now for first-time lash wearers, excuse me, it is very hard, to. The first time I did lashes, it was, first of all, I glued my eyes shut. The first time I did lashes, my eyes were literally glued shut, and my eyelids were so heavy, and I could not lift them because I wasn't used to having lashes on. And it took me a long time to, get out of that habit. And now when I put them on, it's like it doesn't even faze me. But everybody's first time experience is a little different. And my wife's, her eyes, I set her eyes on fire. Like they were burning red, and it was bad. But then the more times we did it, the better off she was. So, everybody's experience is different. This one's already falling. And it does take a little bit of time and a little bit of patience in order to really get it to stay. That's perfectly okay, that's perfectly normal. Where did it be? Okay. And so now, this is like one of the last steps to do. And this is the blush. Sorry guys. This is blush and highlighter. They're both together. So where I apply this will be a very peachy color. And peach is the color that you are supposed to be using on African American skin. Peach, orange, everything along those lines. Do not use red, do not use pink. Yes, you can use those colors, because technically anyone can use whatever color they feel like using. But as a professional, I don't recommend it. And the reason why I don't recommend it for African American people, if I'm being completely honest and specific. It doesn't look right. We are not white people. White people can use pinks and reds and, those very vibrant colors. Black people cannot use those colors. You either look like a circus freak or a drag queen, and you don't want to look like either one of those things. So for black people, I don't recommend it. is the spray. Oh, sorry, I should have warned you. Okay, it's almost like I'm diving in a pool. Yeah, so the final step is always the setting spray. And basically what the water does is, the water is going to take, which really that's all it is. If you don't have like setting spray from the store, water will work just fine. I used water for like 6 years before I ever bought setting spray for $42 from the store. It's literally water in a bottle. Just get some tap water and call it a day. Or just go to the dollar store. Sometimes I get my setting spray from the dollar store, which is really just water in a little tube. And that really, sets everything in. And be careful of this. Lashes do slide when you are setting it because, again, it's water. And the glue, if it's not 100% dry, it will slide. Okay? And we're going to go ahead and do the close-up.
Okay, so this is the final result that I did with all the products. Okay? And don't worry, we still got the hair coming and all of that. I just have to do mine, and then we will come back and we will be fully done. And you see the shimmer. Yes, a great bone structure. Yes, that's just my mom, people. This is my mom. My mom looks better than your mom, period.
Shut up. What you trying to pretend? I was just in there. Oh, trust me, you'll scare her. It don't feel heavy. Oh my god, I just ran out. What the fuck? Where am I saying that? Oh, this is... I did. Yeah, I gotta take pictures. On an average, usually, they would last maybe 16 hours at the most. But usually people only put them on for an 8-hour day and then literally rip them off when they get home. Like, I usually never keep them on because I don't like to sleep with them. Well, the glue eventually loosens. Yeah, but a video ain't about me. It's really about you, because everybody on my channel has already seen every look I can bring. But everybody's been asking for me to bring you to the channel for so long. Yes.
Alright guys, so this is the final result. How did I do? Leave all of your comment section, all of your comments, questions, concerns, stories, whatever, in the comment section down below. This is probably the best I turned my mother into me videos that there is on this platform. Because it's me, period. So Mom, how does it feel?
I feel like another Farrah Fawcett.
You feel like a whole new person.
I feel so great, son.
Oh my gosh. Like, I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I see 15-year-old me when I was literally 80 pounds lighter. I literally see myself, and it is the craziest thing. Like, it's so weird because I've gotten to now see my mom both ways. Because when I was growing up, it was very hard for me because I didn't know her and I didn't know where she was, and I wondered if she often thought about me or thought about what I would look like, as a grown adult. And those are the things that you kind of go through my head or go through any adopted child's head is, where do I come from? Who do I come from? Who's my black queen? Who am I supposed to be protecting? And when I met her, it was kind of like, wow, like, that's me. And I saw my mom and I'm like, well, I'm gonna look pretty fucking good when I get to my 50s because she looks fucking amazing. So I'm like, I don't have to really worry. And anybody who's vain like me, that matters to them. That, like, what they look like after the fact. And I know that I have some of the best genes in the world, and to see that I look exactly like her and turning her into me has been one of the funnest things I think I've ever brought to this channel. This is bringing somebody onto a different side that they're not used to. Is actually a beautiful thing to see. Because you were never a girly girl growing up. You actually went the other way. So this is like, oh, I love being non-binary. I absolutely love it. I think if I could really choose an identity for the world, it would be non-binary and gender fluid. If I could change everyone's gender identity, I would change it to non-binary and gender fluid, because it is so much more fun being non-binary and gender fluid and gender non-conforming. All of those things, they really all mean the same thing. But that is how I personally identify. So I hope that everyone just switches sides after this. Everybody sees this and just changes. Because how much fun is this? I am not... there's no... society likes to put you in a box and likes to tell you what you can and cannot do. And I have never been one for that. I'm not going to let somebody take all the fun out of my life, because guess what? You live once. You get one life. So you need to live it to the best of your ability and do all the things that you never dreamed of doing. At least try them before you say you absolutely don't like them. And my mom is actually one of the greatest sports ever. My adoptive mother probably would never do this. Just keeping it real. She probably would never allow this. And my foster mother, actually, she would love this. So, like, you may see that coming to the channel soon. But this is great. And I'm sitting in my house, in my own space. I finally got a home. I don't know if that video is going up before this one or after this one, but just stay tuned for the house tour video. If it has gone up, it'll be in the description down below. If it hasn't gone up, stay tuned for it. But I'm in love with this. Like, do you guys see the resemblance? Do you guys see it? Like, do you guys catching the vibe? Shit looks like, oh my God, like a supermodel from the 90s.
This shall be the new look for 2023.
What? This shall be the new look?
23. I love it.
2023, guys. I think I just changed my mom's heart. Literally. Now do you see why a lot of people do this?
Yeah. And guess what?
It's fun.
All my used to be playmate. The new look, 23.
They can't keep up.
I know.
They can't catch you. Look at my mama, y'all. She feeling herself. Oh my gosh, babe, come here. Oh my God, come here. Oh my God. No, my wife is in the room, trying to sleep or whatever, but she has got to come see this. This is just like unreal. I can't even believe that I'm like literally looking at my twin. Oh my God. I hope to heaven that you guys enjoyed this video. I will be putting up the close-up pictures and the videos and everything, and I'm about to make the thumbnails for the video right now and take the photos for it. And if you guys like this video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up, leave a comment in the description down below, and as I always say, stay perfectly imperfect, and I'll see you guys